All right. You can. Oh wait, actually,
I
before
can hear
I
you. I know you're not
forget.
sharing audio.
Yeah, no, that's what I was just doing right now.
Now
Let's
you
see.
are. Now you are.
Now you got it. Now you're picking
Yeah,
up what I'm putting down.
I wish a guy would take a dump
exactly.
on my chest.
Mm. Ha, 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 ha. As one of them's licking their ass right now and right on your
Yeah,
bed.
they're both on their periods right now. So our
Oh yeah.
house, if a cop walked into our house right now, they would think we murdered several little girls here or something.
There you go.
Like, you can't see it up at the top of my bed, but I'm gonna have to wash my sheets again this week because there is
Yeah.
just piles of blood in my sheets now.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah. It's awesome.
But all right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Pleeka podcast. I'm Jerome.
I'm Hess.
Today we're talking about Jackie Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
Jackie Brown.
It's a first time viewing for me. You said it was a first time viewing for you, right?
Yeah, it's the first time I'd seen it.
I really enjoyed it. It was nothing like I expected it to be.
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it.
I really liked it. But before we get into that,
I think you are seriously losing
this
it, bro.
morning at work, I unlocked the door. I walked into the office. Taylor and Angelo drove away. They were across the street getting coffee, so they saw some of this. All of a sudden, I see these two crackhead, like, it's a couple, a guy and a girl. They walk over and just start opening the door, and they're, like, peeking inside, which, like, only one of the doors are unlocked. And they're peeking in, and I can see them through, like, I already turned on the monitor inside for the camera. So I see them peek in, and it made a noise, so I started walking over to them, and they were, like, trying to, like, sneak inside, and I just saw them. I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? And they go, oh, fuck! And they both just bolted out of the building and started running. And so then I called Taylor and Angela, and I'm like, these fucking dudes, they just came in here. They were going to, like, they were literally walking right to, like, behind where the register's at. And they bolted out of there. And so I called them, and they're like, oh, yeah, we can see them. They're standing outside right now. And they started describing them to me, and I'm like, yep, that's them right now outside.
Yeah, you're like, hang up and call the cops.
Yeah, but so then they walked away, and I was like, cool, it's fine. I did a couple games there. Things were going smoothly. And then a guy walks by with, like, 6 women that all look homeless. And I was like, what the fuck is going on today? And he stops, makes them all wait outside. He comes in and asks me a million questions about the rooms and all this stuff. He wanted a tour of them, and I was like, I can't give you a tour of an escape room because that spoils the escape room. And he's like, oh, I guess that makes sense. But he was asking me all these questions, and then he's like, yeah, I like to bring them out sometimes, so they don't get a little stir crazy in the house. And he just, like, everything he was saying, it hinted that he was, like, holding these women hostage or something. And then he's getting ready to leave. He's like, all right, I'm going to come do a room in 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, I don't know why you're telling me now. Come in 2 weeks or whatever. But then before he goes, he leans in to hug me. And I was like, no, sir, you don't need to do that. When I backed up, I was like, we're not hugging. That's not going to happen. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I just figured, you were being nice. I'd give you a nice little hug at the end. And I was like, no. We don't got to do that here.
What is going
on? And he turned around and talked to the ladies outside for like 10 minutes and then left. But I was like, what is going on today? People need to stop coming in here.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get mugged or something today.
So what's today, the 31st?
Yeah.
Hopefully in 2 weeks.
I'll be seeing that guy again.
I don't hear about Jerome getting robbed on like the 14th or something.
I couldn't tell if he was like their pimp, or they were all friends, or he's holding them hostage. It was a weird situation, but he left, and I was like, cool. I never saw him again, at least today. But we'll see in 2 weeks.
Did he like get out of a car?
No, they were literally, they walked around the corner and just appeared. So I don't know where they came, and then they went the opposite way when they left, and I never saw them come back. So it was a weird day.
You work by yourself there today?
Yeah, I was alone the entire day from 9 to 4 o'clock. It was interesting. Also, every single person today was late. Every single room was late today. It was like something was up with people.
Yeah, maybe there's something in the water.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you want to get into some Jackie Brown?
Yeah, we should. We should get into some Jackie Brizzle.
So what did you think about it? What were your thoughts on Jackie Brown?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't read the thing about it or anything. So going in, I was just like, oh, okay, well, we'll see what this is. And then thought the intro was super weird. Where it's just like
it's like 2 minutes or something of the
it's
song
like
on her just walking down the
it-
street or down
yeah,
the
but
like
it
the
wasn't
airport
like
thing or whatever.
it was like a cutout of her walking. It wasn't even her walking.
Oh, really?
It didn't look like her shoulders were moving or anything.
That's
Like,
funny.
what is
I'll have to
going
rewatch that part
on
and see.
here?
I was
I'm
like half paying
what
attention because she was like
is
it was like the
going
same
on?
thing
Yeah,
going on.
I
That's
know, 'cause I was
hilarious.
I'm like, God, I'm like, this is so fucking weird. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. And, you know,
The opening couple minutes, you're like, oh fuck you.
yeah, because I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So
I did say it didn't feel exactly like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like there were parts obviously, but it felt a little different, which I kind of like that too. That like he's like he has different styles with his movies that I really like.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's funny because I didn't like Samuel L. Jackson from the beginning.
Oh
Like,
really? I actually
no.
even though he was a bad guy in this, I really
Yeah.
liked Samuel L. Jackson in this.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like his character was cool or whatever, but yeah, I was just like, this guy's a fucking douchebag.
Oh
I'm like,
no,
what
100%.
what
Yeah,
a
no,
fucking
fuck that guy.
douchebag.
I
was
what
like,
what do you think of Robert De Niro in this? It
you
was
know,
it was so weird. Like he was
it
like it
was
could
a
have been
weird
anybody,
role.
but it was cool that it was Robert De Niro
Yeah.
kind of.
It was.
It
was cool.
It made me laugh, even though it was fucked up. When that girl just kept nagging him and nagging him and nagging him, and he's like, "Say one more fucking thing," and just pulls out his gun and shoots her twice.
He's like, just shut up. He's like, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
They're walking through the parking lot, and she's like, oh, you can't find the van? Where's the van?
Lewis. That was a good scene. I love that. And then when he had to explain it later on to Samuel L. Jackson, like, I shot her, I left her in the. And then it made him look guilty too, because it made it look like, oh, you guys were gonna take the money and you shot her and stole the money and whatever. That was the stuff I didn't expect with this. Is like, I thought it was all Jackie Brown and she was solving the crimes and doing this stuff. I didn't know she was in on the crime stuff as well and like kind of fucking them over.
Yeah, I had no clue.
But I thought that was I thought that was really cool. And then I also liked, we texted about this earlier, that it connects to Out of Sight, and it also is the same universe or the same book series as that new season of Justified that I was texting about the other day too.
Yeah.
All three of those are from the same book series, I guess.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
And I almost wish that Michael Keaton could show up in Justified. I watched like the first 2 episodes of that season just to try it.
Yeah, I definitely did not expect him to pop up. I was like, Michael Keaton's in
I know.
this?
That was also really fun to have
like,
Quentin
wow,
Tarantino
okay.
movie where Michael Keaton's one of the stars. I loved that.
Yeah.
Was there anything that disappointed you in the movie at all? Like
I don't know about
how they got
disappointed.
the money or anything like that?
No. One of my favorite characters in here was Robert Forster.
Oh my, I loved him.
His character, Max Cherry or whatever his name
Yeah.
is. I'm like, what a name, Max Cherry.
That
Bail bondsman, Max Cherry.
it feels
I
like
was like-
such an old, like that would be a show from like the 80s. Is like a bail
Yeah.
bondsman named Max
Yeah.
Cherry. And
Yeah,
also
I
at the
think-
end, I was confused too, because like halfway through the
Well, the
movie,
way
he
that-
tells her he was gonna quit bail bondsing,
Yeah.
and then at the end, he's still doing it, even though he kind of like, hey, call me back in 30 minutes or whatever. And he thinks about it. He went right back to it.
Tiny Lister was in it.
Who was?
Dude from Friday, the black guy that worked.
Oh yeah, the guy from
Tiny-
Friday.
yeah,
That was a big
Friday,
surprise to me
Tiny
too.
Lister.
When
Yeah.
and he was just like a normal chill dude, kind of like he
Yeah.
he did have like a thing where he could find people and whatever, but like
Yeah.
it was weird seeing
Yeah.
him like as not the villain or something.
When it was funny too, because the way Samuel L. Jackson dressed was just.
Yeah, it was so bizarre.
I'm like,
And his
what
little
is this?
what was with that
Like,
little hair on his chin?
I
Just
don't know,
fucking
but
get rid
shit
of that.
Drove me crazy. I would have cut it off his fucking chin if I'd have known him.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, what are you doing? Just cut that off. You look like a fucking dumbass. Straight up dumbass. Straight up.
What'd you think of their whole plan? Did you think her plan was gonna work all along, of like her getting the money, and then even she kind of hinted that her and Robert Forster would go off, but that didn't work out. But like, there was multiple plans throughout this for people to get the money.
There was.
But also, the movie's called Jackie Brown, so you're like, probably it's gonna work out with her.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was expecting it to go bad. I thought for sure.
Because it was Quentin, I kind of thought the same.
I thought Max Cherry was gonna end up getting killed, which I was like,
Oh, that would have been sad.
that's what I kept expecting. I'm going, fuck, dude. I'm like, because he was like my favorite character, so I'm like, shit, dude. I'm like, he's probably gonna die. And but yeah, he didn't. So
Every
played
time
all
I
his
saw
roles
him,
there.
it just reminded me of Breaking Bad with him as the vacuum repair guy or in El Camino or something. And I was like,
Exactly.
oh fuck, I just want to go watch that.
I
And
know.
even like his bail
I know.
bondsman office, it just felt very similar to that as well.
It felt very, I don't know. It did have a weird feel to it. It was like a good feel. So I don't know
Yeah.
if it like was nostalgia or
No, it
what, but
almost did. Like it kind
yeah,
of felt like you were going back to watch like a movie of an old show you liked or something.
yeah, or something.
But I did really
Something.
I liked everybody in it too, even though like some of them I've never like Jackie Brown. I'm sure I've seen her in things. I don't remember the actress's name.
Pam Grier.
Yeah, I know I've seen her in other things, but like when I think of her, I just see her as Jackie Brown, even like not knowing the movie. So it was kind of cool finally watching it now.
Let's see here. So I looked it up. She was in a movie called Foxy Brown too.
Oh, is it any
In
connection or?
in 1974. I think that's why I read something somewhere, or someone told me when I told them I was watching
Mm-hmm.
that I watched this movie. They said the reason was that Quentin Tarantino liked her, like had like a crush on her or something when he was,
Oh.
and they were referring to her performance in Foxy Brown, I believe, is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not this is true, I do not know. So it'll be interesting to know if someone watches this
I
and
like our
knows.
ongoing on the podcast where we tell facts about Quentin Tarantino's life that may or may not be true.
Yeah, and then she did some I guess she did like some voiceover stuff for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare
Oh, that's
and
fun.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh wow, I didn't know about either of those. That's
I didn't
fun.
know I because I looked her up on IMDb and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I'm like I don't know what there's not much that I would have seen her in.
Yeah, and I didn't look her
So,
up, but I probably should have.
but yeah, I was just like, oh, and she did. Did you ever see that movie Snow Day?
That sounds really familiar, but I don't
It
know.
was literally from the year 2000.
Mm.
Apparently, she was in that. So I don't know. You probably were pretty young. She was in Too Deep with LL Cool J and
I have seen that, but it's been a
yeah,
fat minute since I've seen that.
yeah. She was in that. That was not too. That was a couple years after this movie. Mars Attacks.
Is she in
She was
any
in
other
that.
any other Quentin movies?
I feel like you would like Mars Attacks.
I've
That's
I
probably
actually I watched that one of the last
that.
times I was watching Mima's house for her. I
Yeah.
watched Mars
Well,
Attacks there, and I was like, "This
she was in
movie is
that.
fucking nuts." It's
Yeah,
interesting.
I saw
Maybe
that in
that's why I thought she
theaters,
was
and I was
familiar
like,
too.
might be the stupidest movie I've ever seen in my life."
Fuck you.
That's
'Cause
hilarious.
it
I
just didn't. I
cannot
don't know.
imagine you sitting in the theaters watching
Yeah,
Mars Attacks.
tell me about it. Tell me about it. Yeah. So that's it. So she was
So
in
she's
some
not in any
episodes of-
other Quentin Tarantino movies? Wow.
No,
That's really surprising for her being like the
no.
main character. I feel like all his main characters usually show up in something else.
Yeah.
Although, like, is Robert De Niro in any of his other ones?
I don't think so.
But yeah, this one is kind of does have a strange
I don't
cast.
think
'Cause
so.
maybe that's what made
Let's
it
see
kind of
here.
have a different feel too. Is like it's people that aren't normally in his movies.
It says Quentin Tarantino noticed a distinct similarity between Pam Grier and John Wayne that would impact the way audiences saw Jackie Brown. Quentin Tarantino casting veteran actor Pam Grier and Jackie Brown was somewhat inspired. Casting by the director, Tarantino believed hiring Grier for his film would influence his movie the way John Wayne influenced his westerns.
So he thought casting
Tarantino's-
her would like make it like skyrocket in sales,
I guess, yeah.
and then it didn't do the effect.
Tarantino's original aim in Jackie Brown was to do the work of its source material as much justice as he could. Jackie Brown was adapted from the Elmore Leonard novel Rum Punch.
Yeah, those are the books.
But in adapting Rum Punch, there were certain liberties Tarantino had to take with the material. For instance, was a white character in Leonard's famous novel, but Tarantino had trouble finding other white actors who fit his vision of Jackie. She has to be like 44 but looks 34. She had to look great. She had to look like she could handle anything, writing down different white actresses.
I'd say he did a great job of that because even there's
Yeah.
that one part where Samuel L. Jackson's like, she was scared, and usually she's like a bad motherfucker through it all, or she's too cool for school, whatever he said.
It seems like he got some pushback on.
Interesting.
Says Tarantino stood by his casting of Greer, who he believed was every bit as iconic as another well-known actor. Tarantino felt Greer could make the impact in his film that John Wayne did to westerns to one degree or another. It is like casting John Wayne in a movie, he said, choosing of Greer. You cast John Wayne in a western, you're not just dealing with this unknown figure walking in there. So apparently she was popular back in the day.
Way before.
Is what I'm gathering here. I don't know. I should have probably read all this shit before, but yeah.
That's really interesting, though.
I kind of forgot about it because I actually watched the movie on Tuesday, thinking we were going to do it Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. And so I was like, fuck. So I think it was my father-in-law who I was talking to. And he was like, oh, yeah. He's like, he had like a crush on her, or he liked the movies that she was in or the shows that she was in when he was younger or whatever. But and that verse still could be true. But
yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I've never heard of her other shows, but I kind of like that like she was a veteran actor and he picked her out and all that. But honestly, like, I mean, I don't know a lot of actors and shit like that, but I can't think of really anybody else that would be better than her. I think she did a great job.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean,
what'd you think about the actual like heist part and how they showed it to us? Where you kind of saw like 4 or 5 different times because you get it from everybody's perspective.
I feel
and
like that's Tarantino, like that Tarantino does.
There was like a taste of like Pulp Fiction in there.
Yeah, it was like it almost got to like be repetitive. You're just seeing it from different angles.
But like it kind of like burned all that into your head. So, like you really knew. Even like when they're showing Robert Forster, you still kind of hear they're like, "Give me the bag! I want the bag!" Like arguing and shit. I really liked that.
I know. It was. I mean, that's just. I feel like that's just the way he does his shit.
Yeah.
So, I think it's cool. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Shit. But yeah.
One thing I do want to point out, we should pay attention to. I don't know when, but at some point in his movies, his editor does die, and he switches editors. And people say his movies have gotten worse with the new editor, like his most recent ones. I don't know which movie that happens on, but we'll have to pay attention for that, and we'll know. But that'll be really interesting because, to be honest, to me, I've never really been able to notice the difference in his edit, but I've never really really paid attention to the editing styles in his movies, you know? But so that'll be kind of interesting to pay attention to and see if they do feel different at all, especially like that first one going into with it.
Well, according to this, hold on. Her name was Sally Minky. She died at 56. It says editor on Quentin Tarantino movies. So it says Sally Minky, director of Quentin Tarantino's longtime editor on films such as Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, and the 2 Kill. So it looks like
after Kill Bills.
Okay. It says she was found dead early Tuesday morning by searchers in Bronson Canyon after she went hiking with her dog. She went hiking with her dog in severe heat.
Fuck.
And yeah, so
damn. So it wasn't even like a fucking normal thing. It was just like an act. No. She went to go for a normal hike.
56 years old. Yeah, the obituary of film editor Sally Minky in the September 29th late extra section said Minky, who was found dead after she went hiking in Griffith Park, had continued on the hike while her walking companion turned back.
So that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say did the dog turn around?
No, I don't think it was a dog. I think it was whoever that was with her was like,
imagine being that friend and you're like, nah, I'm done with the hike. I'm going to move on. And then your fucking friend dies on that hike. That's horrible.
That is terrible. So so the next 2 movies we watch will be her, and then I think Death Trap is the first one where there's a different.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because I think going forward it's Kill Bill 1, Kill Bill 2, and then it goes to Death Trap, and then Inglourious Bastards.
In that too, that's the first movie I think Quentin Tarantino is actually the cameraman for the movie as well.
Oh wow!
In like the opening, which you can tell the whole like opening is like people's feet and shit, and like someone walking into their apartment and stuff like that. So
lovely.
It feels very Quentin-y.
That's Death Trap.
Yeah, or Death Proof, I think is what it's called.
Oh, Death Proof, whatever.
Yeah, because it's about he makes a death proof car. Like one of those like roll cage ones or whatever, you know?
Yeah. It's funny. Well, it's not really funny, but that's the last one that I haven't seen.
Oh, and then the rest you're on board for. I think at this
I've
point
seen
now I've seen them
Inglourious
all.
Bastards. I've seen Django. I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Kill Bill 1 and 2. So yeah, Death Proof is the last one that I haven't seen.
It's so disappointing that he's just doing one more movie and it's about a movie reviewer and shit like that. Because like I'm sure it's gonna be great and we'll love it and all that. But there's gonna be part of you like watching it being like, oh fuck, this is the last time I'll see a new Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Which I know
Yeah, I mean,
he
you
has
never
said
know.
he wants to do like TV shows and shit like that too, so that'll be cool. But it's like, oh fuck, he's gonna do like 9 or 10 movies or whatever it is.
Yeah, but see, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like things are changing so much in the TV and movie world.
True.
I don't know. Maybe that changes. Who knows?
Yeah, true. I always wonder about that because even like Kevin Smith said that if you go back and watch or listen to any of his old podcasts, like before he made Tusk or anything, he's like, I'm retired. I'm not making any more movies, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then he got into on a podcast to make Tusk, and then now he's made like 6 more movies since then. So I guess he could have a change of heart with all that and switch that around. I'd be so happy with that.
Yeah. Who knows? You never know, though.
Is there any...
Might not ever make another one. We might have already seen the last.
Yeah, it's true. The writer's strike may never end, and then he never makes his last movie. Wouldn't that be
Could you
fucking
imagine
shame?
if the writer's strike never ended?
Oh my god! Did you hear so what
People
they're
would
saying
have to cross
is
the
Euphoria season 3 won't come out until 2027 or 28. Who really cares at this point?
I don't think. Well, that's the problem. I honestly think that's what fucked up Westworld.
Oh,
a huge part of it
100%.
was like 2 years before it would. So it's like, why do you watch a season and then literally just sit around and fuck off?
Yeah.
For 2 years.
They
like,
honestly,
I mean,
for
I get
Westworld,
it,
they
they
should have
have
made
to
like 2
film
seasons
and-
at a time for that.
And it's like, holy shit sticks, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
That's I'm really happy that they got their shit together for House of the Dragon with that, because they're filming that like back to back like they're still filming that right now while all the strikes going on and all this shit because they can. So like they've been filming these and writing at least House of the Dragon constantly, because I feel like it would be the same way where we get back into Game of Thrones or something and then you're like, oh cool, it's gone for 2 years. So like I'm
It's
glad
so
at
weird.
least they got that together for that. I wish they would have been able to do it for Westworld and shit, but at least they're still not continuing that way.
Yeah, I feel like,
And
I said, I feel like that's a huge reason why people just were like, I don't know.
No, I completely agree. I think that's what killed it, 100%. Did you see though that Righteous Gemstones got renewed for a 4th season?
I did not see that.
Yeah, and the
but,
finale's tonight as well.
Yeah, we still have we're a little behind.
Oh, you're behind?
Yeah, I got we started watching. We have 2, but we started watching the first. Like I think we watched like 10 minutes of the first one. I can't remember what the
gotcha.
hell happened.
Is that I think it's a flashback with the kids, right? 2 episodes ago, and it was like all the kids the whole episode, or are you past that?
I think we're past that.
Oh, okay.
What's the girl's name? What's her name? Damn.
God damn
Let's
it.
see here.
I can't think of
I'm
any
looking
of their
at it.
names.
Judy Gemstone.
Judy.
Yeah. All right, so
Yeah.
let's see here. I'm trying to find.
I really like her, and I also really like like all their flashback stuff with the kids. They did so perfect casting with the kids and all that. Like how I know this probably just written the same, but it's so hilarious.
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'll have to find it and send it to you. But they, I thought I had Abby send it to me. Maybe I didn't. But it's like her, and she's like, they're in like her husband in the show, whatever the goofy fucking dude.
Is it BJ?
BJ. Yeah. So she like goes to his trailer, and she like knocks, and then like it opens, and he's like sitting there in a chair, and then like he's just like talking like like he does, and she's like, I don't know if you guys know this, but she's like, BJ's actually just an AI character. She's like, they developed him in Westworld, and so he like. I meant to send it to you. I'll have to find it. But I was like, oh wow, that's actually kind of fun.
That is really funny. I love that.
I'll have to find it and send it to you. But yeah, I was like, shit, I got to send that to Jerome.
That's
I
good.
thought I did, but I don't think I did. Apparently, I didn't. I thought Abby sent it to me, but yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, that's real. I love when they're able to make little jokes to their other shows, even if it's one that they've deleted and put on Tubi for fuck's sake. Isn't that crazy? The only way you can watch Westworld right now, unless you buy it, is if you happen to catch it on Tubi's. Like they play,
That is
they play random
very-
episodes of it. It's like, whoa, today we're playing 1 through 6, like it's on like TBS or something, basically.
That is very weird.
Yeah, like being like we were watching a primetime HBO show, and now it's just like it's basically like a rerun of Friends on now.
Yeah, I mean, it makes so sense. Or, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, especially with the way that, like, you know, with HBO or whatever. I feel like they cut so much stuff
Yeah,
like from their online catalog, you know, but it was like, you know, I don't know. I don't fully understand it. It doesn't make sense to me, but you know,
I don't
'cause,
know
like,
where all of a
remember
sudden
when
they've
they
been able
made
to
it
just do this stuff for
HBO
taxes.
Well, but like but when they like made it what was it? Like a year or two ago, they like melted the
It was the DC Universe app and
Yeah.
HBO and stuff. Then that's when they made it to
Yeah.
HBO Max.
and then they had like cartoon, like their old Tom and Jerry's on there. and
Yeah,
all that
which
shit.
Cartoon Network, that's gone now too. They announced that a couple
Yeah.
days ago. Warner Brothers
So
is
I'm
getting
like,
rid of that as well.
what? I'm like, you guys did all this. I'm like, what
Yeah.
are we doing here? You know, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna, you know, we're changing to Max and we're merging with Discovery Channel. It's like, what is the fuck is going on?
Don't
And
you want to
then
be able to
all this
watch
shit,
Entourage and Shark Week all at the
you
same
know? Well,
time?
it kind of works because like
Mhm.
Abby, her like that show she watches, 90 Day Fiance, is on
Oh yeah,
Discovery.
Angela watches
So
all
like,
those.
fuck, she like loves that shit.
hmm
So Sunday nights, that's what she usually watches. And if I'm not doing anything, or if, you know, now that we're not doing a pod on Monday,
hmm
I sometimes will watch it with her. She like, because I just sit there and like fucking make fun of
Oh,
like
I'm
everything on
sure
the
you
screen.
like destroy everybody.
So I'm just like, what are we doing here?
That's funny.
But you mentioned earlier if we were gonna watch,
I
what
was
is it?
I was gonna bring it up, the Golden Bachelor.
Old Dirty Bastard Bachelor. Yeah,
Mhm.
I was gonna say the Old Dirty Bastard Bachelor.
I love that.
But we talked about it, and we were actually gonna watch it because she thought it started like a week, like last Monday or the Monday before.
hmm
And we like put it on ABC, and I'm like, no, I'm like, it doesn't, like, there's nothing. And she's like, well, what did I see? And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
So do you know when
So
it
I, like,
starts?
It's like September or something,
Oh, okay.
or October.
Oh wow, so there's still plenty of time.
Yeah, because I saw it, or she saw it, and she's like, we should check it out. And I'm like, I go, the first episode, we're gonna, you know, they're all gonna be coming in, intro,
Yeah.
like meeting.
It's gonna be like that
shit's
one
kinda
chick that was in a
boring.
bathtub and rolling up and shit. but
Golden Bachelor.
I'm
Let's
totally
see
down to
here.
watch it, even if it's just like while we're watching other movies, we'd just be like,
Yeah,
"Yo, The Bachelor was
first
fucking
episode
wild."
is September 1st.
Okay, I'm gonna at least try it.
But
I'll watch
see-
the first two, and we'll see how it
I
goes
don't
from there.
know. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
at least,
the-
I
the-
even after we did The Bachelor, I watched 2 or 3 of The Bachelorette, but then I was like, if we're not doing videos on this, I'm gonna move
See,
on.
some dude. His name's either Jerry or Gary. It's spelled Gerry. So I don't know if he pronounces it Gary
Mhm.
or Jerry. I would think Gary
Yeah, probably.
with a G, but it's Gary Turner, and he's 71 years old, and he is from Indiana. So I'm sure he's a
I've
great
heard
guy.
he's a hot as fuck 71-year-old.
You haven't seen him?
I haven't seen the picture of him. No.
Are you kidding? I'm gonna send him to you right now, dude.
All right.
And you tell me if you think this guy looks.
Let me see what
71
Gary
years
Jerry sounds
old.
like.
Yeah, here it comes. 71-year-old.
Oh my God, that guy's 71 years old.
That's what. Yeah, supposedly.
It
he's
looks like in a
71.
TV show when like a 30-year-old time travels and they're like, this dude's 70. So weird.
Yeah. I was like, 'cause when
His
I saw
hair,
the-
he's
when I
got to
saw-
either have like fake hair or he dyes it or something. Something's got to be up.
We saw the whatever trailer for it, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I wonder how. I go, what? He's probably like 55.
Yeah, he
you
looks
know,
about that. Yeah.
And then I looked it up whenever it wasn't on the other night, and I'm
Mhm.
like, 71.
71
Like,
is
what the
nuts.
fuck?
I hope to look half as good as that at 70-fucking-1. Jesus.
So that's why when you asked if we were watching, I was like, I'm like, it's probably gonna be stupid as shit, dude.
Yeah, I
They're
can see
gonna
that.
be like 60 to 75 or something.
I really do hope the women are old as shit and like
Well, but
actually look old as shit, not just like
or is it gonna be younger girls?
that would be interesting too. And they're going, they
Ugh.
need like a sugar
They
daddy
should-
or something.
Yeah,
That would be
weird.
wild. But I
Golden
would also be
Bachelor
so down to watch
contestants.
that as well.
The Golden Bachelor release date, cast spoilers, and more. Ooh.
Ooh, spoilers.
The Bachelor in Paradise now includes a version filled with boomers looking for love. Sure to be golden.
Fucking boomers.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like they're that old. The women don't look that old, according to
It doesn't say their ages or anything.
or maybe that's is that his kids?
Oh fuck, he's dating his kids. Let's see.
So he's a 71-year-old father of 2 and a grandfather. He previously worked as a restaurateur, according to his ABC bio. He apparently lives in his dream house on a beautiful lake, spends time hosting barbecues, playing pickleball, cheering on his favorite Chicago sports teams, four-wheeling, spending time with friends and family at restaurants and local haunts.
I found a thing here
mean?
that says, I don't know. It says here that all of the women will be 65 years plus on the Golden Bachelor.
Wow. So no
So I think
one
65,
under 65.
yeah, 65 is the cutoff. Can't be younger than 65.
So I wonder if it's like 65 to 75 or
maybe. I really do hope they look older than him, though. I feel like that would make it really fun.
It's going to be Jesse Palmer, the host.
Not related to Carson Palmer. I learned that.
Not related.
Yeah,
yes,
not
yes.
related in any way.
So see, yeah, there's one trailer out now that is pretty funny, and it says things like he's sliding in your DMs with postage and post thirst traps in leather-bound albums.
Interesting.
Because he's old.
Yeah. So there's probably going to be a lot of old puns with this guy in the show. Are you having fun over there?
I just got a severe thunderstorm warning alert on my phone.
Oh, I'm going to start seeing your house slowly blown away.
Dude, it's been so disgusting lately.
Oh, my God. It was windy.
31 straight days of 110 plus.
Oh, my God. Fuck that. Jesus Christ.
The old record was 18, and we have obliterated the old record. Today was the 31st day of 110 plus.
Wow. The other night, it was super windy, and the power went out here for a second because of it.
It was probably Wednesday.
And right when the power went out, all of a sudden we hear like a poof into the side of the house, and it was just me and Taylor here, and it was like 1 a.m. or something, maybe midnight. We're like, what the fuck was that? And we go outside, and our neighbors do construction, not so much anymore because they're sick, and I'll do some other stuff that I'll tell you later.
The one on the to the
one
like on
to the
left side?
left facing the driveway to the right.
If you're
like where that
driveway,
fucked up bird was hanging out on the wall, their house. They have
not frog.
Yeah. Yeah. They have a bunch of like trim for roofs, like all up their wall, like almost over on our side, and like half that shit flew into the side of our house.
Oh fuck!
Just knocked some wood off the fence. It hit like a gas thing, but luckily it didn't break it or anything. But we were like, Jesus Christ! So me and Taylor were fixing that at night. We just got all those and laid them in their yard, so like they knew where it was. And then as we were walking in, part of their tree broke off and was just laying down on the top of their truck in their backyard. It was fucking nuts.
It fucking poured down rain here, and Wednesday night at work, it ripped part of our roof off.
Holy shit!
Of our warehouse at work. Trees were down. Like trees got.
I saw TikToks of trees like roots ripped out of the ground and shit.
Big branches were ripped off from trees at work. It was a pretty hellacious storm.
That's
over
crazy.
Here at least.
Yeah.
You guys didn't get any rain though on Monday?
No, it didn't. It rained for like maybe 5 minutes.
What was that?
She's playing with her ball and crying. Now I got the squeaky dog over here. Start hearing that all the time again. We have 4 minutes before this will kick us out of here. Is there anything else that you want to bring up about Jackie Brown before we get out of here?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to bring up on
it's
Jackie Brizzle.
Pretty basic movie, but I really, really enjoyed it. It is kind of long. Yeah. I think it's kind of funny how we started out these with like being shorter than the Harry Potters, and now they're just about as long. Fun. So the next movie we're doing is Kill Bill Volume 1?
Yes.
Oh, it's so fun.
Duh. Yeah.
Winning.
I don't know. You can see it right here. You see that little lunchbox right here? That's a Kill Bill lunchbox. That was Nick's out in the living room. So I was like, I'll pop that in here for when we watch Kill Bill. I think it even has like a little like soup thermos in there that's like Kill Bill themed and all that too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's got some fun shit in it. When's the last time you watched Kill Bill?
You know, I don't really. I couldn't tell you. I didn't think it was released this long ago. I'll tell you that though.
What year did it come out?
Kill Bill 2003, 20 years ago.
Wow.
I would have never guessed. I would have guessed maybe like 2010.
Yeah, that sounds about right actually.
But yeah, 2003, Kill Bill Volume 1 came out. So I didn't think it was that long ago.
I think the last time I watched this was when me and Nick were doing that movie race. We were trying to see who could watch more movies. And I watched Kill Bill 1 and 2 in a night because I was like, oh, this will knock off 2 movies easy. So it's been like probably like 3 years since I've done that.
Okay. It's been longer than that for me, for sure.
I'm really curious to see, too, our thoughts on the animated bits because I normally hate it. I got a feeling you won't like it either. But normally that's the one part that I'm like, fuck, I wish I could fast forward through this goddamn scene.
I mean, we can.
I can't now. No one will stop me.
Yeah.
I'll never watch that scene again.
It's not like we have a Pleeka editor who's like, do not fast forward that, Jerome.
That'd be hilarious. You have to have someone watch us while we watch the movies to make sure we're not fast forwarding through them. Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious. All right. Well, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Next week we got Kill Bill Volume 1, and then we're going on is it a 2-week break?
Yeah.
Then we got a 2-week break until we got another Kill Bill Volume 2. So in that time, you should go over to our Clips channel. We'll be uploading a lot in that 2-week break, I have to imagine. You could also follow us on Threads and X now. It's not Twitter anymore, it's X.
No.
Holy shit. And Instagram and TikTok and all that bullshit. But
X.
thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week, Pleekers.
Seriously, fuck off.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Fuck off.